name is Cassie, and if you're watching this, it's probably because of the title that made you search it. I'm 19, I am engaged, and we're getting married in May, and about 3 weeks ago, I had a miscarriage. We found out last Christmas, that I have endometriosis, which means there isn't significant proof of it, but there's a lot of the doctors saying that I might never be able to get pregnant. And so we decided to stop not trying. So we were not trying, but we were preventing anything. And on Labor Day long weekend, which was the 2nd or 3rd, I believe, I woke up early, Taryn was still in bed, and I took a pregnancy test. And of course, I was only like 2 days late, but mine's always been weird because of the endometriosis. It's just been so off. But I got up and I took Brian's test, and it was positive, and I thought I was going to pass out. Like, I didn't think it was real. And I took a picture. You can see that, but that's crazy. And so I ran to the bedroom, and I woke up Taryn, and I was like, honey, you're never going to believe this. Because I had said the night before, yeah, I'm 2 days late, like, I don't know what's going on. And he's like, what? He's like, what? And I'm like, he's like, you're pregnant. And I'm like, yeah. And like, we both just were so happy, like, over the moon. Like, he is almost 21 and I'm almost 20. But it's still, like, I know we're young, but we've been told that our chances are low as I get older. So this was kind of like, oh my god, like, this is a miracle. We just stopped taking birth control about 2 months ago. So this is shocking. So he's like, well, how do you know? I'm like, well, I took pregnancy test here, it's positive. And I showed him. And he's like, okay, well, you never know, so go to the drugstore and get another one. So I went to Walmart, and I got another one. And I wanted digital, just the whole line thing is always weird. So that was what I got. I know that's reverse, but that's what I got. And I showed him, and we're like, wow, we're actually pregnant. We didn't want to tell a lot of people yet, just because you never know in early pregnancy. And I told my best friend, and he told one of his really close friends. I think that was it. And then on the 12th was a Thursday, so I had known for 10 days. Everything had been going fine. I went to the doctors, they confirmed it. Then I made my appointment for my first prenatal, and it was supposed to be on the Thursday, and it was supposed to be on the 18th, which is the Wednesday after. And I was at work. I work for a lawyer, just doing my stuff on my computer, and I just felt some weird cramping, and I had it for the past 2 days, I guess, but nothing else. And then I went to the bathroom, and I was bleeding, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy, like, I'm going crazy. I'm like, no, don't worry, like, you Googled too much stuff, don't worry. So I waited a half an hour, and I went to the bathroom, and I was still bleeding, and I was like I thought it was a lot, but apparently it wasn't. But when I talked to my boss, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go home, I don't feel well. So I'm driving home, and I phoned Taryn, and he was working in Edmonton, so he started driving home, and I got home, and I was like, no, I'll just relax for a little bit, everything will be fine. And then the bleeding didn't stop, so I drove myself to urgent care, and I was really scared, and I was alone, so I texted Taryn's sister, who lives with us, and I was like, okay, I have to tell you something, I'm pregnant, I'm bleeding, I'm at urgent care, I'm scared, please come be with me. She was at school still, so she couldn't, but she sent her boyfriend, who was really sweet, keep coming company and stuff, and then I was waiting for 4 hours in the emergency room. Horrible. And then I got called back, and he left, and doctor goes, what's going on? I'm like, well, I'm about 6 weeks, 6 weeks, yeah, and I'm bleeding, I'm really freaking out. And they're like, oh, don't worry about it, like, here, just take it with a urine sample, give you your stumble, pregnancy test still positive. He's did an internal, he's like, your cervix is closed, everything looks fine, I'm gonna send you home, just rest, I'm sending you for an ultrasound tomorrow. And so I was like, okay, everything's gonna be fine. I went home, relaxed. Kayla and I were talking about it. She's like, I'm gonna be an auntie, and we're all excited. And then the next day, I got a call at 7 o'clock in the morning. I didn't go to work on Friday. And they were like, oh yeah, you can come out for ultrasound at 2. So me and Taryn went for the ultrasound. And she's like, no, I can't see anything. But you're only 6 weeks, so it's very common we don't see anything at all. And I was like, okay, like, don't worry. And the doctor came to talk to me like, no, like, don't worry, you're only 6 weeks. It's very common. So just go to your prenatal appointment as usual on Wednesday and not worry. So the whole week I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I freaked out for nothing. My baby's fine. So on Wednesday I got my prenatal. My doctor said the same thing. Bleeding out of the pregnancy is normal. Not seeing anything on the scan is normal, don't worry. But I'm going to send me for some blood work just to be sure. So that was the Wednesday. So Thursday morning and Friday morning I went for blood work. I hate needles. I freaked out. So I look like I have a freaking double chin. Sorry, I swear to God, I have ADD. On the Thursday morning, Friday morning, we went for blood work. Then she had me come back in Saturday to get the results. So I went back in. And she came in, and I was so nervous for her just to say that my levels had dropped and baby's gone. Mentally I had, but on Wednesday when she said everything was fine, I had given myself a little bit of hope. So for the past 2 days, I'd just been a wreck. And so we went on Saturday. When she came in, she just had a look on her face. Like, my doctor is always very happy. Like, she's been my family doctor for, I think, like, 10 years. And she's always very happy. You finally see me. How are you doing? What's new? You know, I don't always see her on Wednesday. She usually come in, like, happy and everything, right? She came in, she sat down, and she's like, so how are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm okay. Why? And she's just like, well, I was afraid that your levels had dropped. So on the Thursday, my HCG levels were at 51, and on Friday they were at 46. So she said I miscarried. And it had already been a week, and I had no idea. I was kind of expecting it, but at the same time, I was more upset that they didn't do anything at urgent care the week before, at the ultrasound. When she saw her on Wednesday, like, I know that she sent me for tests, but I didn't have baby inside me for a week, and I felt like I was pregnant. Looking at pictures, pinning things, watching YouTube. I was just getting excited, even though it was only 7 weeks. Well, it would have been 7 weeks. And yeah, I just told her thank you for letting me know, and I got into the truck and we drove home, and I just went to bed and I just cried. Darren was with me too. He laid with me, and like, she told me, you're young, you have your health, but I don't really have my health. Like, she knows about my endometriosis. And she was originally one of the ones who told me that my chances as I got older would be lessened. So I went home, and I found out on the 18th. No, that's September. I found out on the 21st. Yes, the 21st. That the baby was actually gone, even though it had already been up for a week. So I found out I was pregnant on the 2nd, miscarried on the 12th, didn't find out until the 21st. So that kind of was a piss off. So the reason I decided to make this video is because I haven't found a way to express my feelings. Like, not a lot of people have shown me, like, a lot of people didn't know. Like, my best friend, she was there for me. She told me, like, she loved me, and that it's gonna happen for me one day, and not to worry. But I don't know, Taryn's there for me and everything, and it hasn't really been talked about. But at the same time, a lot of people are probably wondering, like, I'm 19, almost 20, why do you want to have a baby? But like I said, our chances are lower as we get older, and this is one thing that I've always wanted, and more than anything in the world. And yeah, more than anything I've ever wanted is a baby, ever since I'm like I always have baby dolls ever since I was little. All I want to do, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a mom. I just want to be a mommy. I just want to be at home. You know, that's not what I'm doing. Paralegal isn't exactly being at home, but I decided to do that because I do want to have a baby. I went to school, right out of high school. I graduated college. My graduation ceremony is actually next week. I don't know, it's just one thing I've always wanted to do, and I'm worried to start trying again, just because if it happened, I'm probably going to be fearful again, so I just wanted to see if there's input from anybody that I can get on how soon you waited, and if you try too soon, if you suffer a second miscarriage. I know I was only 6 weeks, and it was probably the most devastating thing I've ever had to go through in my life. I've never felt that much pain in my heart before. And, yeah, I want to know when I'll be able to have a baby, and honestly, it's one of these only things that I ever want in this world. I met the man I love, and we have a life together already. I know a lot of people don't really understand why we're doing it right now. A lot of our family, my mom and my sisters know that we were trying. I didn't tell them that I was pregnant. I didn't tell them that I miscarried. I don't want to tell them because my mom, she's very hard to understand. Like, she had 1 stillbirth and 2 miscarriages. And so I feel like I should be really good to relate to. But at the same time, I don't want everyone saying, "Are you okay? What's wrong? Like, are you sure you're okay? Like, do you need anything?" I'm not broken. I'm upset right now. That's why I didn't want to tell them for a while, or at least until we got pregnant again, and tell them. But we do really want to start trying again. It's been 3 weeks. It's my calendar. My dog's outside. So yeah. So it's been 2 weeks and a bit. Obviously, we're not gonna start like trying again, but I want to know, like, my period hasn't come yet, so I want to know when it's going to, or when I should expect it, and when we can start trying again, trying to figure out when I'm ovulating again. I did an ovulation test yesterday, and it was positive, but I don't know if that's going to be weird because of pregnancy hormones and everything, so, yeah, I think I'm going to start actually vlogging a little bit more, as we start trying again after I get some input, and showing like ovulation tests, pregnancy tests in a few weeks maybe. I don't know. Right now, how I feel, I've been in bed all day. Like, I haven't done anything. We went for breakfast at Terrence's parents, and then I came home and I just went to bed. I feel like shit. I've been laying here watching YouTube all day. This is actually how I felt like before we found out I was pregnant first time. I have cramping right now actually, and I had some cramping when I first found out I was pregnant, and just feeling like I'm gonna puke, like I have like heartburn like crazy. So I'm not getting my hopes up or anything. I'm not gonna do one of the pregnancy tests that I have. No way, not yet. But maybe a few weeks, time will tell. But I don't think I'm pregnant. I think I'm crazy. But yeah, that's really why I made this video, and I really hope that, like, my heart goes out to everybody that has ever had a miscarriage. I never thought it would happen to me, and when it did, I wanted to die. Like, I felt like God was punishing me, but after doing, these past 2 weeks have been full of a lot of stuff, research and sadness, and at first I was mad. I was mad at God, I was mad at the world, I thought it was my fault, but I realized that it happened for a reason, and that, say, the baby could have been born with some horrible birth defect, and God was just saving us and the baby that pain, and I'm thankful for that, but I just wasn't ready. I just didn't think that it could happen to me. Never did. Ever. Didn't think I could get pregnant either, so look at that, but yeah. Thanks for watching. I just needed somebody to let my feelings out without hiding them in like I have been for the past little bit here. So